In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the rear brake hose that comes with the line on this Dodge Ram 1500. This will be located right behind your rear wheel, underneath the truck. Let's get started. With the truck safely raised and supported, use a 22mm socket, remove the lug nuts, and then remove the wheel. With the wheel off, you can now see our brake hose that goes from the caliper up to this bracket. It then converts into a line and goes up to a junction block. Right down here by the caliper, I'm going to take some hose pinching pliers, pinch this brake line or brake hose. That's going to restrict the flow of brake fluid once I disconnect it. This will make it so that we spill less. Now regardless, once I do disconnect it, I'll have a collection bucket underneath to catch anything that drips. With a 15mm wrench or socket, break free the banjo bolt and remove it that holds the brake hose onto the caliper. At this point, I'll have my collection bucket underneath because brake fluid will leak. Okay, I'm going to leave this in for a second and I'll use a hammer, tap this brake hose to break it free from the caliper. Okay, this stayed on here because I left my banjo bolt in. Remove it the rest of the way, pull the banjo bolt out and inspect it. Let this all drain into the collection bucket. Now, if this is in good shape, which it is for me, I can definitely reuse it. All I have to do is take that little copper washer off of the banjo bolt so we can install a new one. All you have to do that is pinch it with some cutters. The copper being soft, the cutters will cut through it. And then you can just grab it and pull it off. There we go. On this side, we'll do the same thing. Looks like our copper washer is stuck here as well. We'll wipe this area down, making sure it's nice and clean. Take your banjo bolt, put one of the new provided copper washers on it, stick it through the hose, making sure that this little tab faces out and away from the caliper. On the other side, we'll put another copper washer on the brake hose, and then we'll thread it on to the caliper. Torque this to 21 foot-pounds. All right, all that's going to do is squish these copper washers a little bit, creating a nice tight seal for you. Now, if you follow the brake hose, you'll see where it's connected with a bolt onto this bracket that comes off the frame, and this bolt holds a bracket that holds on the brake hose. With a 13mm socket, remove that bolt. Take the brake hose bracket off, just like that. With that disconnected, let's start disconnecting the ABS sensor wire off of the brake hose. We're just going to pull these apart. There we go. All right, and up here as well. Before I attach my bracket for the brake hose, I will attach my brake line, which comes separate onto the hose, at least temporarily. This makes it so this hole is plugged and there's no debris going into it, but I don't want it tightened up so that I can pivot that brake line around as needed. I'll take my bracket for the brake hose, line it up with the frame, and send that bolt right through. Just make sure it's nice and snug. Let's reattach the ABS wire right over here on the brake line. I know this isn't tight yet, we'll come back to it. And right over here, we need to reattach these two. This one can move up. They just snap into these retainers. All right, and that's resecured. Following our brake line up, you'll see where it leads to this junction, and this one, closest to the frame, is the one that we are going for. Now, we have our new line that's going to be ready to go in. I'm going to leave this pivoted down. The old one, I just kind of bent slightly out of the way. Using a 12mm flare nut wrench, looks like this, grabs onto a couple extra sides on this fitting, break this fitting free. Okay, all right, that spins, that's perfect. Now because we're disconnecting the line, if this breaks when it spins and twists the line off with it, that's totally fine. There's no problem with that. And the line is not really cooperating, so I might just cut it right here. Have a collection bucket underneath if you're going to do this, because cutting it will cause brake fluid to leak, but it will make our job a lot easier. with this cut and loosened up, remove it the rest of the way. Okay, there's the end of our brake line. That leaves us with an empty port and clean threads. And at this point, we can bring our new brake line up. It's okay to put some pressure on it, not necessarily bend it, but just kind of wiggle it until it goes up into place. All right, just like that. Okay, that's in. Now I'm going to hold it and start that fitting in. Okay, that fitting started, so now let's snug it up. All right, that's getting snug. I'm gonna give it a little bit extra here. And that's plenty tight right there. Let's use some brake parts cleaner and rinse off our area. We'll just let that dry. Back to our junction here where the brake line meets the brake hose. Let's tighten that up. We use a 16mm wrench to hold the brake hose and a 12mm wrench to tighten up this fitting. You want to hold one while spinning the other, that way you don't twist either of them too much. And just like on the top with the brake line, you just want to snug these up and squish them in a little bit, about a quarter turn after they bottom out. That is nice and tight. Let's open up our bleeder screw and do a gravity bleed. Use a pocket screwdriver, help yourself to popping off this bleeder screw cover, and use an 11mm wrench and break this bleeder screw free. Now, the gravity bleed will allow gravity to naturally pull brake fluid down into the caliper, fill it up, and push all of the air out through the bleeder screw. The gravity bleed should take care of most, if not all, of the air that's in this brake line and in the system. However, at the end of the video, you'll see how to do a full manual brake bleed, which is recommended and most likely necessary for your application. For now, though, let's just wait for our gravity bleed to be done. And we have a steady trickle of brake fluid here, which is perfect. We'll close off our bleeder screw, snug it up. Clean off any excess brake fluid that may have dripped. Use brake parts cleaner if needed. This one stayed pretty clean. And cap it off with the cap. And at this point is when you would do your full manual brake bleed. Let's reinstall the wheel. Push it on all the way. Install all 5 lug nuts, and then we'll bottom them out in a cross pattern. Now you want to torque the wheel in a cross pattern also to 130 foot-pounds. Double check them all. Wheel is tight. Now let's top off our brake fluid. Under the hood, on the driver's side near the firewall, you'll see your brake master cylinder reservoir. The max line is right about here where it starts curving up. You want to unthread the cap. If there's a lot of debris on here, wipe it down first. Take that off and put .3 brake fluid in all the way till it reaches the max line. Right there. Cap it off, tighten it up, and off you go. Using a clean rag, we're going to clean all around our cap, getting rid of any of the dirt and debris. Remove your cap. The cap usually tells you which fluid to put in. This one is not. We're going to be using .3 fluid in this system. We're going to put that cap to the side. We're going to use our fluid extractor, and we're going to extract all of the old fluid from this master cylinder. Fill the master cylinder to the full line. Fill to the max line and reinstall your cap. We're going to start here on our first wheel in the right rear. Then we're going to move to our second one, which is going to be our left rear. Moving on to our right front, and then finally our left front. Here at the first wheel, we're going to remove our bleeder cap. I'm going to use an 11mm wrench, and we're going to put it over that bleeder. Then we're going to install our bleeder bottle. We're going to have an assistant pop in the car, and they're going to pump up the brakes for us. Once they pump up the brake, they're going to hold it. We're going to crack our bleeder free. Their foot is going to go to the floor. Once they hit the floor, they're going to let us know. And then we're going to close our bleeder back up,
While we're bleeding it, you're going to see all of the fluid coming out of the hose into our bottle. We're going to continue this process until we have nice clean fluid with no bubbles coming out of all of our calipers. Go ahead and pump them up. Go ahead and pump them up. And one more time. And that'll be our last time. We had nice clean fluid with no bubbles coming out of our hose. I'm going to remove the hose from our bleeder. Remove your wrench. Using a clean rag with some parts cleaner, clean up the area if you made any mess, and reinstall your bleeder cap. After we're done bleeding the other side, we'll see you at the master cylinder. Remove the cap, and we're going to top off our master cylinder. Top it off to the max line. Reinstall the cap. Now we're at the right front wheel. Remove the bleeder cap. Install the wrench. Install your bleeder bottle. Go ahead and pump them up. Pump them up. And that time we had the nice clean fluid coming out of our hose. We're going to go ahead and remove our bleeder bottle, remove our wrench, clean the area if needed, and reinstall our cap. Repeat this process on the left front wheel, and then we'll see you at the master. Remove the cap, and we're going to top off our master cylinder. Top it off to the max line. Install the cap onto the master cylinder. Torque the wheels to 130 foot-pounds in a star pattern, and you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.